Hi, I'm Anthony Originello, CEO of the Chartered Professionals in Human Resources for BC and Yukon. We represent more than 8,000 members, and as the organization dedicated to advancing the HR profession through education, advocacy, awareness, professional development, as well as our recognized and impactful CPHR designation, we are proud to be a sponsor of this show. We have been the voice of the HR profession since 1942. Learn more about us at cphrbc.ca.
In this episode of Careers That Matter, I'm joined by Brad Liski of Tru Earth. Brad, you're the CEO at Tru Earth.
Yes.
Give us just a quick little recap of what Tru Earth is, but then tell me what your job entails.
Sure. So Tru Earth is an environmental household cleaning product company. So we've found a way to, not only eradicate plastic packaging, but also no longer transporting liquids. So found a way to put liquid detergents and cleaners into a sheet or strip format, kind of the size of a business card. My role as CEO now that we're the size we are, so we have 3 corporations, a multinational corporation, but we customers in 80 countries. And as CEO, my job is to make sure we're navigating the waters that are in front of us, which are choppy.
So on a day-to-day basis, what does your day look like?
So a lot of KPI measurement. Believe it or not, I'm a data-based type of person, and we got to understand whether we're going where we think we're going, and making sure I know where the ship is at all times. So it may not be exactly on the course that we wanted it to be on because we have to navigate different tariff realities or different compliance or regulatory bodies. But my job is to make sure the ship is going right. So pulling the most out of the leadership team in that process.
How big is your leadership team?
So we have an executive leadership team of 6, and then we have a director leadership team under that of another 8.
And total employee count?
About 150.
So you have to concentrate on that senior leadership team.
Correct.
Primarily.
Yeah.
How often are you meeting with them to make sure that you do know where the ship is going and that it's in the right direction?
So we do a Monday morning check-in every Monday morning, 7:30 in the morning, and run our process, making sure that we're all together every week, every Monday. Even though we're focused on 1 to 5 years out, it's just a Monday morning check-in to make sure that nothing's going wrong on the ship. Because we use a ship analogy, nothing's going wrong on the ship that's currently happening. And then I do 1 hour one-on-ones with each person throughout the week. So they get about 2.5 hours of my time each.
So you have to pay close attention to the details. You can't just be sitting there with broad brushstrokes.
No, even at the size we are, you're going to have to pay. You don't want to I don't put my hands down in the sandbox and mess about with somebody's, lane. But if the metric is going off, I want to know. If it started to go yellow and then all of a sudden turns red, it's my job to just ask the question.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm not solving the problem because I don't know because they're smarter than me, but I have to ask the question.
Wow. So that's a major part of your responsibility.
It is.
What other elements of the role as CEO do you have to fulfill?
The external role. So, as much as it is the internal role. So not only shareholders and board, banks and other authorities, but just our public face and our image and who we are and what we stand for. Because we're very much a social venture focused on kind of triple bottom line, I like to talk and need to talk to people that are going through what does it mean to have planet, people, and profit all equally important.
So how many hours a week are you working?
40, 50 tops.
You're able to keep it?
I'm able to keep it in.
How do you do that?
Hire the right people. When we first started, even 2 years ago, it'd be 70 or 80. I was double down. But I really took the time to put together the right leadership team that knew more than I did about their lane. So I didn't have to, I wasn't necessarily questioning whether they were making the right move. It was like, help me explain or help me understand why you're making that move. And then I'd walk away and trust they were getting the job done. So,
which is it's a skill, it's an art form, It's not a science to be able to bring together the right leadership team.
No, and it's painful, and it takes time. And we grew quite fast, so we had to change that twice in the last 6 years. And doing that, you got to get to know personalities, get them back going, and when the good times, everybody loves each other, and when the tough times, everyone fights, and it's like a family.
So you're CEO, but you're also founder.
I am. Yeah.
Let's talk about your career.
Sure.
Where'd you go to high school?
O'Neill High School in Regina, Saskatchewan.
Wow.
Yeah.
And when you graduated,
Yeah.
did you say, "Yep, I want to be the CEO of a disruptive laundry company"?
Detergent company? Absolutely,
Yeah.
not a chance. No, I graduated and I was thinking I was heading to finance and stockbroking. I took my Canadian securities course and thought I was going to be in the market.
Did you do that?
I took my CSE and I passed that, but I never went into the broking. I got the entrepreneurial bug halfway through my first year at university. Took the summer break, joined my brother on a business, and never went back to that university.
What was the business?
A lumberyard. He had already started it, so I kind of went into it with him, and it was a lumberyard in Regina.
What was it about entrepreneurialism that you said, that's the train I want to ride?
I think I'm not a very good employee. I don't think I listen very well. I'm not sure what it is. But I think it was the unfortunate temptation that every entrepreneur has is I get to control my own time and I get to set my own destiny, and both of which are false.
Yeah, that lie.
Yeah. So I think that's probably what drew it, is money and destiny, but reality hit fast.
You had a number of stops along the way. What are a couple of the memorable ones for you because you went never into another job for another employer. You were constantly creating new. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
My gosh, you stunned me.
Yeah, I actually, a few years in, I ended up getting married, and decided that I had 5 companies kind of running all simultaneously in Regina. And it was hard. It was the 80 to 100 hours, and it was stressful. And decided, well, let's try working for someone else. And moved my wife out to Vancouver, and I took a job. And I took that job for a few years, actually. About 3 years in, though, I started the side hustle and got back into investing in small businesses. And then after a while, when that got acquired, I just couldn't work for a big corporation. I just couldn't do it, and I had to move on.
That was hard.
That was hard.
Yeah.
That was hard. Yeah.
So what do you think it is about you as a personality trait that left you open to take the risks that entrepreneurialism brings, but also then to be able to find a path forward to have success?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the personality trait is grit. There's no question that I do not question my ability to get the work done and have the grit to get this done. I live by kind of 3 core values, and that's be kind, be humble, and get the work done. And that has served me everywhere along the way to get to here. A lot of folks helped me, but when it came to the personality trait, my insatiable need for education and learnings, I think, is led to being able to run a mid-market disruptive firm.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah, you stand as an inspiration for others who might be going, well, hang on a second, maybe I could do that too.
Yeah, maybe. I got 30 years of dragging my face through gravel. I don't want to inspire anyone to have to do.
It's not easy.
It's not, but it's worth it.
But it is remarkably rewarding.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with Teddy Roosevelt's The Man in the Arena.
No.
This was a part of a speech that he gave at Sorbonne University over 100 years ago now. It was called Citizenship in a Republic. But within it, there was this bit that has been referred to as the man in the arena. Because he said, leading up to it, he says, the worst thing that can happen to somebody who goes out and tries is that people who haven't dared at all look at them with a sneer on their face and are doubting them. Yeah. And he goes, the credit doesn't belong to the critic. Yeah. It belongs to the person who's actually in the arena, whose face is marred and muddied and bloodied because there is no effort without challenge and failure. And he says, and at the end of it all, if you succeed, like, it's an amazing feeling. But even if you fail, you will never be in that cold and lonely place of never having tried at all.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with
Very inspirational piece. I think it should be the
smart,
mantra for all entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Thanks for giving us insight into your career.
Thanks for asking.